And Mackay Mayor Greg Williamson is at the local disaster coordination centre. He joins us now on the phone. Greg, good morning to you.
Good morning, Catherine.
We just heard from the Bureau of Meteorology there saying that 400 millimetres of rain had fallen inland of Mackay. Is there any localised flooding in and around the area?
Not yet, Catherine. We've had major falls in our catchment areas of up to 300 millimetres. So there's a flood warning current for the Pioneer River, which is our major catchment river. We're expecting a high tide at 10:50. And that's a fairly high tide, 5.9 metres. We've got a storm surge on top of that, so it'll give us about 0.6 above highest astronomical tide. That'll put the actual tide at over 7 metres. So that's when we're going to see some of the effects of the rain that we've had in the catchment system. So we're about a couple of hours away to seeing some reasonable local flooding in some of the lower lying areas of our beach suburbs.
Do you expect any homes to be inundated?
No, not at this stage. We don't expect homes to be inundated. There are homes, of course, in the northern areas, so right up to Mitch Point, etc., where we have already evacuated a lot of people. Mitch Point's now in the destructive wind area of the cyclone firmly, and that's also in our council footprint area. So all those homes are going to be faced with a 1.7 metre storm surge. Come about 11 o'clock this morning, and certainly we'll see some serious inundation in those northern beach communities. But in the urban population, where most of the people live, of the 125,000 people we've got in this area, we're not expecting to see water in the homes. There'll be water in the streets, etc. There'll be certainly flooded drains and certainly localised traffic problems. By about 11 o'clock this morning, brought about by the catchment rainfall that we've had, and it's continuing. It's heavy rain at the moment. It's going to continue for the next 4 or 5 hours. So we're not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination.
Now, Greg, it's not just the rain that's of concern for Mackay. We're seeing destructive winds that are coming with Cyclone Debbie. Excuse me. How is the town prepared for those? And currently, what's the situation?
Well, it's all very quiet in town. Everybody's heeded the warnings by staying off the roads, only travelling if necessary. There's only the people on the roads that have actually got things to do. It's very, very quiet. The population is battened down. We're going to ride this thing out. We've had gusts of up to 100 kilometres an hour already in town, and so it is really a very, very concerning cyclone condition. This is a massive storm. The eye is still sort of poised over the Whitsundays area, but that's really only about 160, 170 kilometres from us. So that's why we're feeling the effects. And we're on the southern side too, so that gets most of the rain and most of the wind drawn into the whole system. So it really is quite a woolly weather situation here in Mackay at the moment.
And your emergency services, they're, I would imagine, unable to attend to people at this stage?
Look, we're doing what we can. The police, if it's going to be a police attendance, the police will do whatever they can. They just make a call in terms of a risk assessment as per the call. But if it's electricity connections, if it's something to do with the SES and tarping up a house, we can't do that. We just can't do that at this stage. Most of the emergency services won't mobilise in winds above 80 kilometres an hour, and we are now getting gusts up to 100. So, yes, it's a case of battening down until such times as Debbie moves over the land proper and starts to deteriorate into a rain depression. So, and then we've got all the wet weather to deal with following that.
Finally, Greg, what is the situation with respect to power, as we're hearing many residents along the coast don't have their power any longer?
Yes, we've still got quite a large section of Mackay with power, but I've noticed now, we just did a little bit of a drive round earlier, I've noticed now there's quite a deal of the northern suburbs of our city and the urban footprint without power, and so we'll have to wait until we can get the urban crews out into the streets to find out where those connections have failed. But it's just too dangerous to do it at the moment. So we are taking the calls as they come into to us and the emergency centre here. and we haven't tabulated all of the power outages yet. So the Ergon guys will be reporting on that very, very shortly.
Mackay Mayor Greg Williamson, thanks for your time and stay safe.
Thank you very much. It's good to talk to you.